Yes. We are just going to give a few minutes. Welcome back to everyone. We're just going to give a few minutes to everyone to join us. Those ones who are preparing their cameras, letting us know where you are. So let's just do a quick countdown to get everyone prepared. Super. Welcome, everybody. This is Lydia. Those of you, if it's your first time, we're very, very thankful. This is our recap session, just us revisiting the sessions we had in a very first season. Now, we are very happy to have each and every one of you. And as always, please let us know where you are. I'm currently in Kigali, here in Rwanda. And I'm not alone, as always. I always have my other host. And please, I'd like to welcome you, Nobert.
Hello, Lydia. It's so good to be back. I think it's been what, just over 3, 4 months. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot has happened during that period. We've had Chogam, we've had Kwitizina, and we also finally said goodbye to the pandemic, which is
Yeah.
actually why this program really started. Was we had to think of an innovative way to reach out to our job seekers and also employers, but without physically being there, and that's how we came up with StreamYard and Career Space, and yeah, so this is it, and it's been 3 months since we were last did our last show. I think
Mhm.
Lydia, today we're just doing a recap of just a quick recap of the previous shows that we did and where they are at today. So I'm just happy to be back with you guys. I'm seeing the comments coming in from LinkedIn. I know we always had a good following from LinkedIn. We want to hear also you from YouTube. Tell us where you're from. Tell us where you're joining from. Tell us what you think about Career Space. Tell us what shows you actually want us to be previewing. And also, please remember to also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and of course YouTube. Over to you, Lydia.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Norbert. And everyone, we are very, very happy, of course, to have you back. We had a very much needed break. We had to, take a break, and we were doing a few things. We were involved with Chogam. For those of you who attended the different forums that happened, hope we got to see each other. And you gained some insight. There was Kwitizina. All those were events that were very handy and very important for RDB to be part of. So, but we're back with our career space sessions. Now, these are hosted through the Chief Skills Office, and the Skills Office is here to give an oversight of the skills coordination in Rwanda, plus employment promotion. So promoting employment is our major goal. Now, of all the sessions we had in our first, let's call it our first season, in our previous season, we had over 13 sessions that were aimed at job seekers, job providers, business people. And we're going to revisit those briefly because, again, these sessions are all recorded and you can access them on our YouTube channel. And those of you who've already subscribed, the 634 subscribers we have on YouTube, hello. We are very happy to have you. Please let me know if the volume is great, if you're hearing me correctly. People from the UK, Malawi, South Africa, we send greetings. So the previous sessions, as I was saying, we're going to just revisit them. Again, they're always recorded, so you can watch them, see the highlights, but we're going to give you key highlights that named those sessions. And if any of the sessions is of an interest to you, please feel free to go back and visit it. All our sessions are available the Skills Rwanda YouTube channel. That's the favorite channel that you can subscribe to and look into and watch the different videos. And without further ado, again, something we're going to talk about, we're going to give you a snippet of what this second season is going to be about, some of the conversations that we're going to have. So don't go anywhere. And also, if you have any question regarding any of the sessions that we did or on any of the conversations that we have, please drop it in the comment section. We'll be able to address that. If you have a conversation or something that relates to career development, to business, that you want to have a conversation on, or you have an expert that you would like to join this conversation and give us insights, please name them, tell us what you want to talk about, and then we'll do our best to bring them on the panel. So today it's going to be me and Norbert, and we're going to take you through all the sessions. Now on my list, I have our very first session that we carried out that was talking about your resume, and just, or what some people call a CV. Sometimes it's used interchangeably, but you get the gesture. This is a document that facilitates you to make that first impression with with an applicant where you're applying for. So when we had the conversation, it was with Vivian. At that time, she was working with NFT, and also Rose from Save the Children. Now, there are 5 things that we highlighted that must be on your CV. That's your your personal information, your email, your phone number, and that should be highlighted, especially on the top, so someone really knows who they are talking to and when to contact you. Your name has to be up there in bold. You have your professional summary that summarizes your experience and skills. And then you talk about your work experience. Now, during the work experience, please do not copy and paste your JD. You need to highlight your achievements. How much did you contribute to the sales department? How much did you contribute to the strategic department? All that information is really key. And then we talked about including education and your different certifications that you gain. They must be there. And then skills. Are you a public speaker? Are you good in IT? Highlight those skills. They're really important to have on there. And then lastly, keywords. Keywords, these are words that when a recruiter is looking for you, that they will type in, they will mention. So even when there's these application softwares, they pick out the keywords. If you're fluent in Java, if you're a project manager, those are skills, those are keywords that you need to be having on your resume. Again, speaking of that, so NFT is one of the recruiting agencies here in Rwanda, and they can give you that service for free. They can revise your resume, they can sit with you and work with you on that. If you need more details, our session is available. No, but what session did we have? The second one, over to you.
Thank you very much, Lydia. So yeah, that was actually, so you just talked about the first session. I remember how nervous I was that first session. I'm sure you were too. But 2 weeks later, we came back, and now we were talking how to succeed in your career search, mainly with the cover letter. So we had covered obviously the resume, and in every job application, resume is always number one, and then they asked you about a cover letter, so to motivate your application basically. And so here we were joined. This was on the 29th of April, 2 weeks after the first session, and here we were joined by another recruiting agency in the form of Right Seat. It's always interesting to always have these kind of guest panelists, because these are the people that actually have the ear of the employer, so they know what they're actually talking about. They know what advice to give you. They know where to tweak your resume and your cover letter. So we were very privileged to have Celine, who's a co-founder, and also Katya, who is the talent creator. For those of you who don't know what a talent creator is, it's somebody basically who coordinates all the recruitment. So they work with the organization and with the resumes that you have provided to them. And so Right Seat was very good to us and was able to offer that session. You can, again, like Lydia said, you can check it on YouTube. But just some key highlights there that if you don't know what Right Seat, so they're a staffing agency, but they also do HR functions like talent creation and developing a company's HR strategy. So again, it's very important to actually, even as a job seeker, to even reach out to them, because they will give you the most necessary advice. we have a lot of job seekers that come to us asking us how to help them with their CVs and stuff. I always encourage them to go to the recruiting agencies because that's why they're actually there. And it doesn't cost you much, doesn't cost you anything. Just take your CV there and they will help you to tweak it. And also your cover letter, they'll give you a format. But just to, if you want to also, you can just catch that session. If you're struggling with cover letters mainly, you can catch that session and it will definitely help you. But just to give you quick highlights on what was discussed that day, um, Celine stepped in and she just gave us the 5 steps to sort of an introduction into the cover writing. She basically covered the 5 steps, the key 6 steps actually, to revive your career. And so the first thing was obviously like pause and reflect. So you don't always just do something. You need to pause and think about what you're going to do before you actually do it. From there, then the second step she mentioned about the in-depth research, especially on the company, so you know what you're gonna write up, you know what you're gonna, who you're appealing to, and also as well as not just the company but the industry that you're looking to go into, and then also then from there create a compelling marketing campaign. So that's your LinkedIn, that's your CV, that's everything basically packaged together. What does your brand look like? And then also she covered about networking, the importance of networking and preparing for interviews. And that was actually the fourth step in reviving your career. And then there was number 5, to stay motivated. And then the last but not least was how to negotiate and close your sale. So if you go to interviews and that kind of thing, you'll always get questions like, what salary package are you looking for? And that's where that negotiation skills comes in. So I encourage you guys to just check out that session. The second part of that session was then Katia, who's the talent creator, came through and just told us a bit about how to write a cover letter. Um, she was very straightforward. It should be 3 to 4 paragraphs, one page. Make sure that it's always one page. Nobody wants to read too much. And obviously, on the opening paragraph, you want to just be specific. What job are you applying for? What is your current status? Why do you want to work there? Small, short, succinct, 3 lines, 4 lines. And then in the middle paragraph, the first middle paragraph, you talk about your accomplishments and why your accomplishments make you the perfect person for that job. And then you go into the second paragraph, throwing out your skills, top skills. What does the employer need? You need to. That's why you got to look at the job description for that part, because this is really what tells you what skills that you need for that job, and then you need to relate what skills you have in that second paragraph. And then obviously in the closing paragraph, just reiterate your interest. Let the people know why they can value you and why they should trust in you. It's just basically reiterating what you said in the first 3 paragraphs. And yeah, so that was just basically it about the cover letter. Lydia, back to you.
Pleasure, no, but that was great hearing. Now
Oh,
I
and
know
sorry,
we're
Lydia,
going.
sorry to interrupt you. If you also want a sample of what that cover letter kind of looks like, tune into that session. It should be one of the last towards the end. And they have even the whole slide. They did it on a PowerPoint presentation. So if you look towards the end of that presentation, you can see templates of a different cover letter and just what I was actually just explaining. Thank you, Lydia.
Thanks, Norbert. So if this session is tuning into your ears, here's what you can do. You can share it with a friend so they don't miss out. If they can't view it now, they can view it later. They're always recorded. Now, we're also going to make these conversations very interactive. So whatever you post in the chat box, if we need to comment about it, we're going to bring it up. So we won't wait till the end to, and no, but I thought this was an interesting comment from Moha. He says, hi, do you know any special incentives for the investors who are thinking to start new projects in your nice country? First of all, thank you for referring to Rwanda as a nice country. It's really a nice country. I can confirm that. And I think, no, but you can attest to that as well. You know?
Moha is not
So
lying at all. Yeah.
yeah, whatever. So depending on what new project you're trying to introduce to Rwanda, if you check out the RDB website, and we can write that, the Rwanda Development Board website, Under investment, if you go to that section under investment, you do have what we call the investor code. Now, the investor code has all the incentives that are within that package, and you feel free to read it through, and we can take this offline if you have a specific project that can be looked at. I hope that clears it, Moha. And just to let you know, that's one of the conversations that we have in the pipeline. We will have someone from the investment team join us, and we discuss the different investment opportunities that are available in Kenya, that you, if you're looking to invest, that you can invest in, and the different incentives. So every time, tune in, and we will let you know.
I think just on that point, Lydia, in terms of just if you want to take this offline, you can always just reach us on LinkedIn. Nobut Karimera, that's N-O, you can see it down there. And my colleague here, Lydia Ingabide, I think she'll maybe write her full name. But you can always just even drop us a message on privately on LinkedIn, and we will help in any possible way that we can. If we can't, then we'll pass you on to one of our colleagues within RDB that would be most suited to answer your questions. Thank you very much.
Super. So the next conversation that we did talk about, this was the professional internship. Now, RDB offers the professional internship, and that is coordinated under the Chief Skills Office. Now, the professional internship, I'm going to highlight three main things. One, it's for university graduates or people who have graduated from IPRCs. So after your bachelor's, as soon as you graduate, you can use the to whom and head over to the RDB website, go to e-services, and you can apply for the internship. Second thing that I'll mention is there are two ways to get your internship. So you can either apply and you're kept in the system. So in case an institution requests and you meet the criteria, you go ahead and use and then be placed. The second alternative, which is even the quickest and most proactive alternative that we usually request interns to take, is approaching a company, an institution that you know has an internship opportunity. Ask them, can I have an internship here? And then when they say yes, and then, by the way, if you give me an internship, RDB will facilitate with a stipend. So the institution then can recommend you, and then we'll be in touch. And that service, that professional internship, can be found on the RDB website under e-services and then professional internship. I know it had a bit of questions, and it's also for only recent graduates. So if you're a student, currently a student, and you're into your second or third year or fourth year, this is something that should be on your to-do list. So as soon as you graduate, apply for that internship. It could be your way into employment. No, but what else can you highlight on your agenda?
Okay, yeah, no, I actually also just wanted to touch quickly on the professional internship program quickly. Just, I think we seem to be getting a lot of job seeker students that are graduating, and we really encourage a lot of companies. If you're a company and you're hearing this and you need an intern, and you need manpower, please reach out to us, or you could even just apply. I think Lydia shared the link earlier. You can just go straight to the link and apply. It's online. It's quick. It's fast. But also just reach out to us, and we will help you get those interns that you need. We need a lot of support from the private sector, so this is maybe a call out to you to facilitate us and help our interns from transition from school to work. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that comment. No, but it's very needed. And especially for startups, if you don't have, the money yet to hire a full-time personnel, this could be your way of giving these recent graduates experience, and you getting, labor. So this is a win-win situation. So private sector, companies, startups, please take up more interns, and we're very happy to receive you to share with you interns. So someone asked here, no, but I'd like us to address this. Is Quora a hiring platform of RDB? I would say RDB does not hire through through Quora, no. RDB hires through the e-recruitment, the Mifotra channel, but Cora is a job matching platform. We have hiring managers on there and recruiters on there. So it's a matching platform to connect the two. I don't know if there's anything you want to add on there. No, but
Yeah, I think you've covered it perfectly. I think maybe also just to also add in there that there's also space for artisans and technicians to put their resumes up there. So if somebody needs a service of, say, an electrician, they can easily contact you if you're an electrician. And you can also get those kind of services, where we tend to always use word of mouth referrals to for certain jobs like artisans, like a carpenter and stuff. But also on Quora platform, you can find those people and you can actually even vent them out because their CVs are there. They've already, in fact, we even have a venting process within the Quora platform. It's actually starting to be it's getting improved, and I think once the latest version is out, we will have a full session on Quora. Maybe Lydia, you will let the masses know before we do that.
absolutely. And so someone asked here if is it possible to have internship for secondary school graduate? Not at the moment. So secondary school graduate internships, those are not currently in the scope. So the ones that we have currently are for university graduates. Okay.
Yes, just to add on to that, so for those that are in secondary school, we have been getting a lot of requests from you asking for internships. So the internship program that we have at RDB is, like Lydia said, is strictly for graduates. It's called a professional internship. However, you can approach other organizations and ask for academic internships, which is 2-3 months while you're on holiday. I know some organizations give that. RDB certainly gives that for a shorter period than their professional internship. But it's just about reaching out to these organizations and going to the HR and asking about academic internships.
Absolutely. So our French friends that are following us, I'm still taking that French course. So when I'm done with it, I'll definitely come back to this comment. But we're very grateful that you're able to, share out your view. And then we have a question from Colin. Does RDB hire interns that are not Rwandans? No, but do you have a comment on that?
Yes, I mean, well, it's yeah. I know we've hired a couple of Belgian interns, some that are on an academic scholarship, on academic internship basis, and also on as a professional internship basis, especially in certain skill sets that we seem to be lacking. We a lot, most of them have actually come from partnerships with universities. I know recently we had a partnership with Ghent University in Belgium, and we had two interns who were just doing the finalizing their final year, and they were here for about 3 months. So yes, it's just reach out to us, and then we can take that offline and see what we have available for you. But we do certainly take on foreign interns.
Super. Thank you for that insight. So this is Muhire Pacific. I applied for right after my graduation for the professional internship. It's been a while, maybe a year. I'd like to ask if I'm still considered as a recent graduate. Now, if a year has already passed, you're no longer considered a recent graduate, unfortunately. But what I will comment here is I really want to emphasize that as a graduate, be proactive. That's the best way to get an internship. Be proactive. Seek out to the institution and ask them to give you. Sometimes these institutions don't have the time to look for interns, even though they need them. So when you approach them and tell them, "Hey, I'm looking for an internship. This is how I can be helpful," then it spares you the time of waiting in a long queue. Okay.
Absolutely, and also some of these companies don't even know about the professional internship program. They're really busy and they don't. That awareness never really gets them. But what you can do is you can go to them and be like, RGB will offer that stipend, so they don't have to worry about offering. Although we always encourage companies to, but it's not an obligation. So you can just, like Lydia said, be proactive, go approach them, and tell them RGB is willing to sponsor my internship. All you just need to do is apply and request for me as an intern. And most of the time, they usually do that. If they need help, we can even walk them through that. Just reach out to us. And I think maybe to Muhire, I think maybe just drop me a message on LinkedIn or on reach out to me at RDB, and then we can look at the status of your application.
Okay, great. Um, so Robert, do you have the next item?
Yeah. So then I think that we brought us then to June. And then now this was one of our own RDB initiatives in partnership with RTN, where we offered Coursera courses. Well, it wasn't just Coursera, but it was online e-learning platforms. And so we put, you know, the the pandemic made us think a lot and made us think of have to come up with different ideas and different initiatives on how to continue upskilling our the public. And so Coursera, Udemy, and Google were had different solutions where you could actually study online, which was helpful to especially those that had been retrenched or lost their jobs during the pandemic, but also for those who just wanted to really upskill themselves. And with RTN, we were able to benefit from the Commonwealth of Learning, uh, and they brought on board Coursera, Udemy, and Google courses. And so that on that day, that show was just really about explaining how one can go about it, the benefits that they are for online learning. Um, Obviously we were stuck at home the whole day, so there was really much to do. So we were really encouraging people to take this time and just enroll in some of those courses. As you know, Coursera, I mean, they had partnerships with all these world-class universities all across the board, and these are short courses that you if you're in marketing, you could do digital marketing in the space of 2 weeks. Some were even doing it in 1 week. And the magic about this partnership was that you could also do up to 8 to 10 courses at once. Udemy was offering over 5,000 courses. Coursera was offering 400 courses, and Google was more specialized into IT, so things like software management, data analytics, and that kind of thing that is more specialized to IT. And I'm happy to let you know that we are still actually we're in the third phase now of this partnership. So if you would like to continue with your upskilling yourself and with online courses, you can still definitely enroll. For those of you that are in the public sector, just talk to your HR. Your HR knows the focal person that would onboard you onto Coursera, Udemy, or Google, whichever one you choose to. If you're in the private sector, I think, Lydia, can you just share that link quickly so that they can see? You just go to RTN's website and use this link. Hello, Lydia, you there?
Yes, let me share it shortly.
Okay, just keep
Yeah.
look at the bottom. Yeah. So there's this link, RTN website. You can. I know a lot of people, especially private sector and job seekers, the students, have always asked us, how do we benefit from these Coursera and Udemy courses? Well, this is how you do it. You'll once Lydia shares the link, make sure you copy it and you can apply from there. Um, yeah, and as I just said, this initiative was just to help upskill the labor force in a time when it wasn't conducive enough to be meeting physically. But just because the pandemic is finished doesn't mean you must give up you must give it up. Continue consulting these courses there for free. So you might as well take advantage of them. And if you need any further information, again, just don't feel shy to reach out to us. Thank you very much. Yeah, I see. Just
Thank you,
checking the
Norbert.
comment section, Lydia has shared that link for Coursera enrollment. So it's on YouTube, Facebook. I didn't see one for LinkedIn, but we will be more than happy to share that. So if you just check YouTube and LinkedIn, the link is there.
Okay, so the following session that we talked about was around job interviews, and this is a very important part when you've applied, you've been selected, and it's now time to face the company, the interviewer. This is what I usually like to tell the people. Three things, really important things. Confidence is key, and confidence comes with preparation. So when you prepare yourself enough with enough information, read about the commonly asked questions. Those ones are always available on Google or anywhere. Just make a Google search, and then practice. You can tell a friend, you can do it in front of the mirror, and practice responding to these questions confidently, calmly, and then read about the company that you're applying for. Know what they do, know what their mission is, be familiar with the role. You can also check out people who work on that role in that company on LinkedIn and ask them, hey, I have an interview at your company. Could you give me some tips? Could you orient me? That's always a good way to prepare for your job interview. And then dress decent and clean. It also helps with your confidence to be able to negotiate. Again, this is a two-way street. The employer is seeking out for you, but you're also seeking their employment. So have questions ready for them to ask. Say, is this a good working environment for me? As it may be for them. So making those preparations is very key. Again, you can refer to our session, but those are the key highlights that I think are really important to mention out in regards to a job interview. Norbert?
I think there's a long question there from Dan. You want to take that one, Lydia?
Sure. Let's see what our friend Dan has to say. Does RDB organize training courses for either entry workforce or upskilling existing workforce in the defense, security, space, or intelligence sectors? We have courses that would be ideal and would be delighted to deliver. However, it would be easier to contact a course via central organizations such as RDB who can charge out to individuals, perhaps the government subsidies if available, rather than individuals trying to get this training directly. That is offering training programs. Yes, RDB does organize those trainings for the sectors that you've mentioned, the defense, the security. They do provide upskilling services. So if you think this is something you can provide, we are happy to get in touch and assess the services that you provide. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think Dan, this is something we'd be maybe happy to take offline. Just drop us a message, and then we can discuss further on this. Thank you very much, Dan. Okay, Lydia, so should I now move on to the next?
Yes, please.
Okay, and then I think at this point we were in August, where we had now been. I think now we're sensitized. We were good and comfortable in this with the career space with online, if you call it what you might, podcasting or on webinar. But I think at this point in time we were now comfortable, and this was because of. So now our next show was actually with LinkedIn. Stuart Samkanje, I think a lot of you might know him. He's always doing live streams, live shows on LinkedIn. So he was really one of the driving force behind us even starting this show. And I hope he's listening, he's tuned in. But basically, this was he was talking on how to monetize your personal brand, especially using online platforms like LinkedIn. And so it was quite a lengthy show. I think it was one of the ones we went over an hour, but he was just the importance of branding yourself online. We've gone into the fourth industrial revolution. Everything is about digitalization. So at most HR people don't even look at CVs anymore. They go straight to your LinkedIn profile. They see what's your past experience, what's your education background, and they do this without you even knowing. So it's always important, and he was just emphasizing the importance of basically updating your profile, and also remember that you are a brand on social media. Lydia is a brand on social media. So what do you want that brand to? What's the brand essence of your career aspiration? That's what you want to give out to the public. So how you set up your account, how you the way your profile looks to others, the profile pictures that you post, the content that you post. In fact, he had a lengthy session about the content and how to network within your network. and within the industries that you'd like. So I encourage you, if you're busy setting up your LinkedIn profile or social media profile, tune in, go back to the skills rundown and tune into that session. It was called Monetize Your Personal Brand with LinkedIn. Thank you very much, Lydia.
Thanks. No, but we do have a comment from Egid. There's already been partner with some local institutions that provide soft and professional skills so people can be sent there to grab those learning opportunities. Just apart from the online resources mentioned. Yes, we do partner with local institutions, and these are targeted and selected courses that institutions have expressed demand and need, and we do, and RDB does. But RDB actually, in fact, the Chief Skills Office partners with local institutions that provide those professional trainings, and people both from private and public are sent to take up those opportunities. Now, what I'm going to do, there are
Yes.
two sessions. Yes.
Now, yeah, just so even on that point, I remember last year we partnered with the University of Rwanda, and we
Mhm.
had a whole soft skills boot camp that was
Yes.
designed for the students, especially those final year students. And this is something that will continue also with GIZ. GIZ has been a big help when it
Mhm.
comes to soft skills training. And we actually, let me take this time out to actually thank you very much for that. But yeah, so those initiatives are there. I think there's one coming up. Just keep following us on Skills Rwanda, and we will definitely let you know when these trainings actually do take place. Also, just check with the University of Rwanda and IPRCs. They always have some of these trainings, and we're always happy to come on board and assist.
Absolutely. So I'm going to take the next two sessions and combine them together because they kind of do the same thing. So we do have we talked about BDF. We had a very charming friend of Novat. Greetings. I know sometimes he will tune in, but we talked about the facilitation or the business growth and financing that's provided by BDF. And you can always access their services, and they support youth and women in different projects, agriculture, financing, helping you position your project, and they're everywhere in the districts and the local governments. And then we also talked with Inhomoko Business Group that does a couple of activities to help fast track your business and help your business grow. So they provide marketing strategies, they provide business training tools, they do consulting, they do training, they do taxes. So anything that you need to jumpstart your business, to grow your business, to scale up your business, you can either reach out to Inhomoko. They do have their website, and it's a fast. I think it's one of the fast growing companies around Rwanda. They're scaling up to the regional part, and they are ready to support your business. They do provide small to medium term loans that can fast track the success of your business. So that is in Homoko and BDF in one go. So again, feel free to reach out to them. Their websites, they're always available. There's information there. Navat.
Okay. Do we want to maybe take these two questions? When it was this last question, or should we let it come with other questions from Carsten?
Um, so from Carson, recently Rwanda placed a food security program. Do you have a particular recruitment portal for this purpose?
Maybe Carsten, can you be a bit more specific on this food security program? What I can say is that usually within government organizations, there is a e-recruitment portal where all jobs and all applications go through that portal. So maybe if we have maybe the leading organizations that's handling this food security program, and we know that it is a government organization, then it would the recruitment portal would therefore be e-recruitment at .rw.
Super. No, but we're almost heading there. Give us some of the two topics that piqued your interest.
From all, how many did we do last year? From all the
We did
sessions that we did last year?
yeah, the next two on your agenda.
Oh, the next, okay. I thought, okay. Now, yeah, so the next one that came then was in September, just Siri Talent Investor Program. I really enjoyed this one because this was more of on an entrepreneur side of thing. As though as we keep developing and the world keeps going, more jobs are getting obsolete. So we need to also start thinking of different ways of working.
Mhm,
Um, this thing of finishing school and then immediately looking for a 9 to 5 job, it's become not as conducive as it used to be. So people have now gone through the entrepreneurship side of things, and
mhm,
so the Siri Talent Investor Program is exactly that, and it's there to facilitate young entrepreneurs, takes them through a 6 month bootcamp program, and helps them from prototyping to then getting their product out there in the market. And so we had that day Aline Kabanda, who's the country director, very lovely lady, and I encourage a lot of you aspiring entrepreneurs to tune into that session and listen to to what the Jasiri Talent Investor Program is. It's one of very few in Rwanda. I know we also have Oval Program, and there's also Norskin. So the startup scene is really gaining a lot of boost here in Rwanda, and Jasiri is one of the forefronts of it. Jasiri is under Alan Jill Gray Philanthropy. They also have the Wavumbuzi program for high school students. So you can also just check them on Twitter. They're now also on their third cohort and they're looking for applicants. Lydia, can you maybe just share that picture just regarding applications for the third cohort? And
mhm.
again, you can also get this, you can find this picture on their Twitter page. That's Jasiri. Just give me a second. Well, yeah, Jasiri for Africa, at Jasiri for Africa, and you can view the details about the third cohort applications. But basically, in a nutshell, what it is it takes on aspiring entrepreneurs from Kenya and Rwanda, group them together, and they have to come up with a sort of a business venture, an entrepreneurship venture. And within those 6 months, they in an intensive boot camp where they taught about everything and anything really, from communication to finances to how to innovatively come up with a product. So that's the ideation phase and the whole lot. But please check out Jasiri for Africa, and you'll get more details. But also tune into that session if you're an inspiring entrepreneur. Thank you very much, Lydia.
Thanks, no, but I wasn't able to upload the image. But if you go to their platform, you follow them. They are starting their third cohort. So, if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking for the best guidance, that's your place to be. We do have a question from Eve. Hello, my question is about the soft skills you said is being offered. I wanted to know if this is only for universities or is it provided to private institutions? So there's the soft skills. These were offered to graduates who had graduated, and I think it's the one that you talked about, Norbert.
Yes, it was for University of Rwanda students.
Mm-hmm.
I think we are in the process of looking at also doing for those that are not in university, that are past university, or even in other private institutions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe we will something we're definitely looking into. When we have more details on that, we will definitely let you know, Eve.
Yeah,
Thank you very
and
much.
to mention something about the soft skills, this actually brings me to the next session that we had. Harambe Youth Accelerator does offer free soft skills training, from public speaking to making sure you manage your time well, to English fluency, mock interviews. So, and we did have that session with Harambe. They are very happy to to really escort you, to walk the journey with you, and they offer these services mostly for free. And there are different other institutions that do provide, there are different service providers that provide soft skills training, and truly soft skills are one of the greatest assets that we need to use. um, clearly. Hope if you find that very handy. Yes, and I talked about Harambe. We invited a great friend of ours, Chantal, and she told us about what Harambe does. They support in problem solving. They help you to start with what you have, soft skills trainings, mock interviews, spoken English training, and helping you transition. And they actually do even recruitment, especially when it comes to business process outsourcing. They are very involved with that. No, but over to you.
Okay, I think I see a very interesting question from Alice there. Where does the unemployment rate currently stand in Rwanda? You want to just pop that on there, Lydia? As of February, well, I'm just quoting the National Institute of Statistics in Rwanda, but as of February 2022, the unemployment rate was at 16% compared to 23% recorded in November last year. Of course, we were last year, we were still in COVID. So last year we were sitting about 20, 21%. Now it's come down to 16%, which is great news. We hope to keep bringing it down. And that's actually why the office exists. This is why employment promotion, and this is why we have these shows. How do we find a way to get our people employed? And so, yeah, so you can always just consult the National Institute of Statistics for that. Um, yeah, so that's so 16%. Thank you, Alice.
Thank you, Norbert, for taking that.
Um,
Yeah, so you want to talk about the next
you want to do
session?
jobs in Rwanda? I think you're the one
Yes. So
who
jobs
did
in
this.
Rwanda, everyone has to, from their name, you can just tell what they do. So they do recruitment. If you're a job seeker and you're looking to get hired, they always advertise. They provide outsourcing services. They provide HR services. They are one of the leading recruiting agencies here in Rwanda. So if you're a job seeker, if you're a business looking for talent, job in Rwanda is your place. And we discussed how they do that, how they do recruitment, how you can subscribe to their database so they have your skills in there and ready to go. And while on that, I think you're gonna tell us about tech experts, Norbert, the business
Yes,
process
I
outsourcing.
think that was the last session that we had. Um, yeah, tech experts.
Oh,
I think. Sorry.
I was going to say maybe before we get to the last one. No, that wasn't the last one. The last one was with Ten Academy. Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay,
go
okay.
go.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was a violence. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had the BPO, business process outsourcing, with tech
Yes.
experts. I don't know if a lot of you know what tech experts does, but they basically do outsourcing, especially for tech talents, tech professionals. I
Yes.
always say if you studied IT, if you studied ICT, and you're in that field of work, it's very hard for you to fail to get a job because the opportunities that are out there are tremendous. And this is what actually tech experts does, is that they take on all these talents that have those certain skills for software development, all these IT, computer software, all those type of skills in that sector, and basically outsource you out all around the world to different companies. We're happy to have actually tech experts build a presence here in Rwanda. I think we're the only country in Africa where tech experts has a presence. Okay, no, sorry, let me not. It's us and Nigeria, but everywhere else in the world is just the United States, Costa Rica, Vietnam, Bulgaria, and China. So that's only 7 countries that where they actually have a presence, and that means quite a lot to us in Rwanda. That means that we are doing well in terms of that, in that ICT sector, and they saw potential in our talents to be able to invest in us. So if you have any degree if you just finished an IC in the field of ICT, please visit Tech Experts, and also tune into that session to get more information about it. If you also want to physically go visit them, they're based in town at the new Soros buildings. But
Yeah.
you can get all that information in the session that we had in, I think it was in April of this year.
Yes, the business process outsourcing is one of the growing businesses here in Rwanda, and it's very much welcome because again it employs more people, and with this digital age, with the great environment that the government provides, it's one of the growing sectors that we can consider. And on our list, we did, speaking of IT, we had a conversation with Ten Academy, and then Academy, they provide free training to IT graduates or someone who's in that IT field. If you want to learn about machine learning, data engineering, and Web3, and they provide those services. It's a very, very rigorous, intense training of 3 months. So you can imagine what you can cover in that time period. And then after the 3 months, they help you find employment, especially remotely. So we encourage you to check out 10 Academy. It's a great training program. And if you think that this is a place for you, it will be fantastic. So don't say we didn't say. This was a session about resources, giving you what you need, either as a business. We pointed out some growing business areas. If you are an employer, where you can get talent, we've discussed that. We've also covered as a graduate or someone looking for employment, what are the resources that are available for you to find employment. And if you're also a person who is already employed, but you're looking to grow yourself career-wise, professionally develop yourself, we talked about professional courses. So I think, Norbert, what do you have to say?
No, all I can say is just it's good to be back. We've missed our people. We've missed sharing this career space with you. I think it's just over, what, 3 months now? 2 months, yeah. And
Yeah,
I'm glad to be back.
yeah,
The energy is good. There's a lot of good questions, and
yes,
like you said, I think we need to get somebody from the investment team to just come and also just tackle some of these questions that we've been getting lately. But yeah, it's
absolutely.
good. It's definitely good to be back.
Yeah, Alice has been a very wonderful person, a very great contributor to this conversation. What are your thoughts on brain drain, the immigration of highly trained or intelligent people from a particular country, say Rwanda? How has it affected the economy, and what are the plans to put in place to eliminate that? Um, Personally, on a personal note, brain drain is a challenge, and it's still something that the government of Rwanda actually is working hard on to try and maneuver. uh, it does have an impact on our economy that the best of the talents end up leaving. But I do believe with good governance, and which is one of the good things that we have in Rwanda, with good governance, the government is able to provide a conducive environment for talents to stay, and which I think is a great initiative. And then two, I also think that given the digital age, it comes as an opportunity and also as a challenge. So it's still something that is to be managed, and is still a work in progress. What do you think, Norbert?
Yeah, no, and I just want to thank Alice first of all for a very, very good question and an engaging question. Yeah, brain
Mm-hmm.
drain is something that not just Rwanda but all most developing countries suffer from. We have a lot of skilled people because of the economic climate. They choose to go to more developed countries and work there because for different reasons, pay, standard of living, and that kind of thing. But this is something that is within our mandate to tackle, and we have different initiatives. We've started even just doing diaspora mapping. So first of all, just to know where our diaspora is, where our skills are, especially in priority sectors like health and
Mm-hmm.
ICT. So we've done one in Canada. We're doing now one in, I think, in Belgium. But with this diaspora mapping with organizations like IOM, we're able to map out where our talents are. And then we can start having conversations with them. How can we bring them back? How can they offer services for us? That's just
Yeah.
one initiative. There is also if they can't necessarily come back, we actually a lot of, especially in the house sector. I know we started this initiative of maybe having them on their days of leave, coming back for like maybe 2 months and just offering, just doing skills transfer basically, and giving, teaching the inhabitants that are here, that are offering their skills here, and just training. And then there's also diaspora engagement that we do to university, to our diaspora at the that live abroad at tertiary and university level. And so we doing programs where we're teaching them about the country, we're getting them to learn more about the country and just become more passionate. And then hopefully that can turn into them, once they're done with school, they can have passion to come back and serve their country. But there's a lot of different initiatives we're coming up with. Those are just a few that I've just mentioned, but it is certainly something that is affecting us. But I'd like to say it's actually getting better than it was before. I mean, before it was just brain drain, but nowadays we're also starting to gain brain gain from different nations, from neighboring countries, Kenyans. I think a lot of West Africans are now starting to come in to offer their skill set. So it's a 2 point way, and I think we're certainly doing better than we were doing before.
Absolutely. Thank you, Therese. Please, no, wait. Thank you, Alice, for that engaging question. And I hope you also, in your own way, have your view on this. If you have any ideas, that we are welcome and open to those. So Therese said, please also consider Azubi Africa for IT skills. We'll think about it. And then Carsten, thank you so much. His personal note is nowadays even Germany suffers a brain drain dynamics. Yeah, I also think it's with the development of the internet and skills, they just move around, and there are different push and pull factors that are involved that are sometimes beyond the control of a particular government or a particular person. Personally, no, but I think we are wrapping up. We have exactly 2 minutes to wrap up. This has been a wonderful conversation. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Please, the next time, the next conversations we have in the pipeline, we're going to discuss about how Rwanda is positioning itself as a financial hub. So if you're in the financial sector and you're looking for different opportunities, employment, business, investment, please don't miss that conversation where it's coming up in the pipeline. We're going to be talking about taxes, investment, and so many other conversations. And if you want a conversation that you think would be healthy and good to have, please let us know. It's been my time. Thank you so much. This is Lydia, and it's been a pleasure. Norbert?
Yeah, thank you again, once again, Lydia, and thank you to our audience. It's always a pleasure to come to you and just offer and answer your questions. Also, maybe some comments that I see, like Carsten was just giving comments. We also, we would also like to learn from you, know what you think about certain topics that we discuss. And also, please also just let us know which other sessions you'd like to hear about. I know we have Hunger Pitch coming up. If you want to listen to all about that, we're happy to have a session. Write to us on Skills Rwanda, write to us on info@skillsrwanda.com. We're more than happy to facilitate your questions. And yeah, it's just good to be back. I already see Dan Marshall has already sent me an invite, so that's enlightening. And yeah, happy to take any of your questions offline. Drop me an invite, drop me a message. Lydia as well. There is her name, Lydia Ngabide. Add us on LinkedIn. We'll more than happy to facilitate. And I think it's right on the dot at 6. And Thursday night. Have a good Friday and a good weekend. Thank you very much.
Ciao, ciao. See you.